there, my name is Fila Beck and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe, ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And I have been watching Gridlock. You know, I wanted just to watch a random episode of Doctor Who the other day. I was kind of in the mood for like a Judge Dreddy sort of feel. I remember, on the Doctor Who Confidential all those years ago, I watched it, Russell T Davies saying, this episode was really heavily influenced by Mega City 1, Judge Dredd Mega City 1. And you can so see it when you watch the episode. It's so clear. Whatever happened to that Judge Dredd TV show? They were doing that. That was been in development. Like, how has that not happened yet? Especially using this as a template. Absolutely brilliant. Now, as with all Russell T Davies stories, it's just brimming with love and life and connection of these disparate denizens of the highway, the people who are trapped there. Yeah, and they make a community and they connect with each other, make a family, that is the core of all Russell T Davies's work, and it's just glorious. I love it. I just really love it. Another staple of Russell T Davies' work is him having a good moan at something and by laughing at it, by poking at something. That's why Russell T Davies is so absolutely brilliant. He understands the best way of diminishing, something he hates, something that's stupid, something that people are upset with, is to just pop that balloon of its own self-importance and laugh at it. Say, look how ridiculous it is. When you build something up and up and up and up and say, oh, we're being very brave, we're being stunning and brave. By tackling this, that you're making that thing, which is often non-existent, bigger and bigger and bigger. When you laugh at something, it absolutely vanishes. I always thought one of the cleverest things in the Harry Potter books was what's it called again? The Boggarts, these little demons called the Boggarts that take on the form of your greatest fear, and they terrify. And the spell you need to defeat them, get rid of them, is you go, boom, ridiculous. You just laugh at it. You say how ridiculous that whole thing is, and it just, boom, it implodes into nothing. So the thing that Russell T Davies is moaning about here is the bloody traffic. I imagine there were many times he was in cars that took forever to go from London to Cardiff, which I think it all probably came from. One of the good things about this apocalypse is that we're explaining, which I think is actually, I'm cautiously optimistic that this isn't the end of the universe, but I think a couple of weeks we might be able to start breathing again. But one of the good things about it is there's not much traffic on the road. My wife showed me a picture of Atlanta and the highways are empty, which is you ever been to Atlanta? Never. Who was it? There's I can't remember who the comedian. Probably Louis C.K. He says every year he has this thing about being in traffic in Atlanta, which is so freaking true. It's where my wife's from. You have these little signs saying how much longer you're going to be in traffic, and it's over, and you just wait, and you wait, and you wait, and then and the reason there's so much traffic is everyone's going to NASCAR. Oh, it's Lewis Black. Lewis Black says everyone's going to NASCAR, where they can all go in stadiums and see what cars are supposed to do, rather than sit in traffic jams. So sitting in traffic jams is what Russell T Davies is having a good old moan about here, and I'll say there's no traffic on the road now. So you get the kind of vibe that the Earth is just going, oh, well, it's good that humanity is just taking a little bit of a break. It's just it's good that we can just breathe again for a second. Fine, so let's talk about that. Oh, before we get into the episode, can you hit the subscribe button? That'll be fan-dabby double dozy. Thank you so much for doing it. I want to show you my appreciation, and go and check the video notes. You can download a Doctor Who audio story called Cuddlesome, starring Nicholas Briggs as a doctor. It's from a mid-80s fan production by a group called Audio Visuals. They are freaking fantastic, and they ended up becoming Big Finish when about 10 years later. Also, I do a giveaway every week on this channel, and the next one we're giving away is going to be when I'm on the TARDIS Zone next Sunday. We're going to be talking about Aliens of London, maybe Aliens of London and World War III, I'm not sure. What we're giving, this is a freaking fantastic one. You want to enter this one. Alien Quadrology, the Alien Quadrology, fantastic DVD set of the four Alien movies, and you have 2 discs or 2 or 3 discs for each one. There's tons and tons and tons of extra. All you need to do to win it, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, and then leave the hashtag Xenomorph. Hashtag Xenomorph. Go and check the video notes. It will give you everything you need to know to win it. Because in case, you're finding my mass pronunciation hard to wade through. Okay, So yeah, this episode is where the Doctor has just met Martha. This is like very early on. And it's actually interesting because I also watched was it Smile the other night as well, which is a very where you have Capaldi pretty much in a similar place with Bill Potts. And yeah, but here you see his character is on this total rebound from Rose. Rose just left very painfully at the end of last season, and so he's taking Martha to see the sights in time and space. And Martha comments, like clearly understanding what's going on more than the Doctor does. The Doctor's clues that he's taking her to all the places that he took his ex to. So yeah, he's he's very clearly on the rebound. Don't take, just kids out there, if you're on a date, don't take them to, don't go to a place that you went with your ex. And if you do, don't mention it, okay? So he doesn't end up in quite as a nice place as he did in, what was the name of the episode? Not the end of the world, it was, oh, boy, can't remember. Never mind. It'll come back to me as I stop recording this. So it doesn't end up in quite as a nice place as last time. So he's in the TARDIS materializes in the undercities of New York, and he immediately runs into these mood dealers that sell these patches that cure all ailments. You have happy, and you have sleep. You have forget. And it's there that we find out that about what's going on with the motorway, the highway. How somebody comes and gets forget, so they can forget about the parents who just left on the motorway, and she's never going to see him again. Something weird is going on. So something that really, really struck me about this episode, it was Tennant's performance, which I really didn't remember. I'm really happy I'm going back and checking out again. But his performance is absolutely fantastic, and I really forgot how authentic it was. The scene, okay, Martha is kidnapped early on. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Just go watch it. It's fan-freaking-tastic. Okay, Martha is kidnapped early on, and his reaction is so authentic and so real and so unrestrained. Just like he's completely buys into the reality of it. So he's like chasing after, he's screaming at the kidnappers. He's moving from screaming to threatening to bargaining to screaming and threatening again to trying to reassure Martha. And there's this, I completely believe it. I completely believe the authenticity of the performance. It just shines through that Tennant believes the world and believes the reality. I just, and I hate to compare it to current day, so it's just like that for me, Whittaker hasn't been able to do at all. She's never been able to convince me that she believes anything. Oh, really? Isn't that your job? Isn't that your job as an actor to believe the reality of your script? Hey, whatever, fine. Let's not dwell on it. Let's talk about this. And so fine. So that's how we get onto the highway and all the strange creatures there within. So special mention has to go to, how do you pronounce his name? Ardell O'Hanlon, from Trial of the Ted. Freaking fantastic! And absolutely fantastic. He plays this lovable cat person, and just getting who's with his wife in one of the many cars on the motor. He rescues Tennant. And yeah, it's so cute. You see the kids and all these little kittens. It's just, it's bonkers. It's silly. It's fun. It's Russell T Davies's Doctor Who. It's glorious. I absolutely love it. Again, we were able to see Russell T Davies's ability to show love and affection for people who don't share his worldview. There's a bit in it where what's his name again? Aldo. Aldo. I can't remember Flanagan is the name of the character he plays. I think it's Flanagan. I should look on it. I actually had it open up. Thomas Kincaid Brannigan, not Flanagan. I was close. Okay, Brannigan. He's just this lovable cat person with this wonderful Irish brogue. So he's calling around the different cars on the highway trying to find Martha. And there's a bit, where he talks to these people who call sisters, they're really like a married couple. And he's like, I'm an old fashioned cat. He's like, so you would never get that today. You'll never get like a expression of a worldview in the mouth of a positive expression of a worldview that the writer doesn't agree with in the mouth of a positive character. You just would not get that today, and I just think that we're so much poorer for it. It's actually interesting, that it's two old married women that does it, because that really is very what's the word, formative of my whole approach to same sex marriage. Now, as you all know, I'm a rabbi, and the Old Testament is not too pro LGBT, certainly not LGBTQ. It's not very pro at all. Whatever you want to, it's just not. And so, same sex marriage, even more not pro. Super, super not pro. So, by definition, that's where my the template of my morality comes from. So by definition, I should be not so pro either. And then, but the reason that I'm not saying pro, I'm not anti. The reason that I'm not like a traditionalist about this is because my grandparents, when I was growing up, they used to have these two lodges, these two women lodges. Esme and Judy. If you're watching, Esme and Judy, hello, love you. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. Used to have these two women lodges, and we were never sure. Well, I didn't know because I was a kid, but I heard later we were never sure if they were, if they were friends or they were friends. And then was it when same-sex marriage came in England as a law or whatever, it became legalized. They got married straight away. So again, as a rabbi, as somebody, a Bible thumping, creationist. Oh, but I should be like, oh no. But here's the thing. I know Esme and Judy. I grew up with Esme and Judy. I love Esme and Judy. Esme and Judy are wonderful. They're absolutely wonderful people. And I just didn't have it in myself. I didn't have it in myself to not be happy for them, not be joyous for them, because I knew how happy they must be. And listen. The Old Testament, not a fan of same-sex relations at all. But the other things it's not a fan of is being a dick and being judgmental. It's not. And also being hypocritical. I think it'd be entirely hypocritical for same-sex couples not to get the same legal and financial rights, or as traditional couples, whatever they're called now. I don't know, but so that's really where my whole template for the whole same-sex marriage question. Not that it's a question anymore. Comes from. But I just love that. I love it that they had Brannigan being the person. I'm too old-fashioned to be able to cope with this, which I kind of hear. And again, in the mouth of a positive character, fan-frickin-tastic. Again, pops the it doesn't build it up into anything, but pops it, makes it fun. So then we get then we get one of my favorite scenes in the entirety of the Russell T Davies series. Literally, honestly, really is one of my favorite scenes when they in the cars, in the little like floaty car apartment things they have that they're in. You have this nightly hymn sung, which they play on the radio, and they all kind of connect to it, one another, and it's like this real profound connection. So again, I think this is just the genius of Russell T Davies. He's just the sheer genius that he's so authentically and completely able to recreate the human experience. So much so that two people with wildly opposing worldviews. He is a gay atheist. I am, as I said, a Bible thumping creationist. We have two totally different worldviews, and yet we are both completely connect with the reality of the moment. And that reality is the feeling one gets from joined worship. This is something I don't actually experience that much, even though I do a lot of group worship because I'm a rabbi. But it's not something I really see much. But where you do get it, I think it's in the gospel churches in where I was going to say in the South of America. I guess they're everywhere. You get that much more in there, and there's a real expression of joy, of communal joy together and bond. So again, you're never going to get that in a synagogue. No one is ever going to say them Jews have natural rhythm. No one's so disingenuously saying. I used to have a friend. He passed away about 10 years ago, called Jacob Ben Shushan, the funniest man I ever knew. So there are two basic groups of Jews. You have Sephardic Jews and Ashkenazi Jews. The Sephardic Jews are from Europe. The Ashkenazi Jews are from like Spain and from Morocco. And so the the Sephardi Jews are more darker skinned. So my friend Ben Shurton, he also did the thing. He did an Ashkenazi impersonation, like a white person impersonation. Yes, these people, they're very, look at them, they can do all kinds of tasks. They're very dexterous. But he did it. I think he was very funny. I can't do it as well as him, and he's passed away, so you're never going to hear it. So what can I tell you? So yeah, then we go right into this incredible, wonderful swashbuckling chase as Tennant leaps from car to car to try and get to Martha. And it's really clever because it's just the same set redressed with a bunch of different people, and so you get to see this mad diversity of the mega city one that Russell D Davies is channeling. So then, the macros in this episode, I found them a little bit tacked on than integral. I really didn't understand the whole idea of having them like devolved. You know, it seemed to me that what was going on was a very macro-esque type plan. I always like, I just said I just did another video doing a review of the Faceless Ones, which I mentioned that the animation of the Macro Terror. I've always loved the Macro Terror. You know, I remember when I heard it back in the 90s when they released it on audio cassette with Colin Baker doing the narration. I always loved the Macro, but this whole thing they're in with the mood patches and the exhaust fumes that they're living off. It seems to be like a very, very, very traditional, not traditional, they're only one story, but a very macro-esque type plan. It's exactly what they would do. So I don't understand why they would need to be devolved as well. So yeah, if I ever meet Rusty Davis, that'll be like, on the third or fourth hour, I'll be talking to him about his work. I am intrigued about that. Yeah, and then we get this incredible final act, and again, Tennant's performance knocks it out the park. So we get this incredible performance by Tennant, Russell D Davies' script, and Murray Gold's incredible soundtrack, and it all swells up as the Doctor saves the day. And again, it's just so joyous, and it's so glorious. It's so Russell T Davies Doctor Who. It is the golden age, this golden age of Doctor Who. Yeah, and then from that elation, we go to a genuine emotion as Tennant's Doctor, I should say, finally starts to process his grief over, I think it's over the loss of Rose, but from that it instantly translates into the loss of Gallifrey, and the first time he's actually able to really speak about Gallifrey without, it's still hard. It's still like you still the emotion in his eye. You see how he's nearly crying thinking about it. But there's also a warmness, a fondness, this idea that he's able to finally start moving on, and it's wonderful. It's just, again, wonderful performance. So, and you pan above, and then new life is coming to New York, all because the Doctor just saved the day. And at the bottom in the Undercity, he's having a genuine, heartfelt, emotional moment that nobody's ever going to know about. So, as I said, it's just glorious. Go back and watch it. Go back and rewatch it and remind yourself why you love Doctor Who. Why you love this era of Doctor Who, which was a golden era. Why you love it and what made Tennant so incredibly iconic and so beloved to an entire generation. You can go back and watch it again. You will not be disappointed. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. My name is Phelan Bacon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And have yourself a fantastic day.